What's your name?
Purple Rain, what's your name?
Blue suede shoes. Hey, what are you doing? Who are you?
I'm trying on hats, of course. I like this one best. My name's Red Velvet.
Nice to meet you, Red.
Hey, do you guys know when we're gonna eat? Like, I'm gonna have like a large pepperoni pizza this morning, 2 hot pancakes, some Twizzlers, 4.5 donuts. My tummy's growling.
Well, it's probably lunch. Ooh, I'm hungry too.
Well, that was sus.
What do you mean?
Didn't you see that shadow behind us? I knew I saw somebody creeping around.
I'm just here for food and fun. And I've already had food, so let's have fun.
Wait, where'd you come from? What is that alarm? Quick, it's the communications room. It's gotta be around here somewhere.
What? Guys, I just saw somebody.
Well, who was it?
I don't know, but I think that if they were up to any good, they wouldn't be hiding and lurking around in the shadows.
Hold on, I know what we need to do. We have to match all the wires to the communications to get back online.
Ooh.
If we don't, we're gonna be in big baloney with the captain. Let's go. The mics are all fixed. What are we gonna do now?
Feel the wonder, say his name, watch the darkness slip away, put your power on display, say goodbye to fear and shame. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. Send revival to this place, signs and wonders in his name. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. Move right now, we want you. We want you right now. More of your power in us, pour out your spirit on us. We're desperate for your presence, we want more. More of your power in us, pour out your spirit on us. We're desperate for your presence, we want more. Move right now, we want you. We want you right now. We want you right now.
Guys, look at the note I found.
There's an imposter among the crewmates? That's just great.
You know, that makes me think of that time that there was an imposter around Jesus.
Nuh-uh. No way that Jesus had an imposter around him.
Why are you always late?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. His name was Judas.
everyone in Israel was having a big party to celebrate the Passover. But not everybody was happy because the chief priest and all the leaders and stuff, they wanted to get rid of Jesus. They needed somebody to sabotage him. They needed an imposter.
And that's when Judas comes in.
He was one of the 12 disciples, except he wasn't like all the others. You see, Judas went behind Jesus' back to betray him for just a few Bitcoins. None of the other disciples knew that Judas was the imposter. That is until Jesus was sitting down at supper and told everyone the imposter was sitting right there with them. The problem was the other crewmates, disciples, were more worried about who was the greatest among them instead of an imposter being right there. That's when Jesus drops the truth right in the middle of them. He says, it's not about how high you rise. If you're too big to do the small things, then you're too small to do the big things. That's why he said, the greatest among you could be the least, while the least among you could be the greatest. That's why we have to keep our hearts right. Because we never want to get too big for our britches and one day become the imposter ourselves. All right, guys, it is time to draw the story of the Last Supper. So it was Passover time, and we're going to do a little straight line right here. And Jesus was really, really happy. He was in Jerusalem, and he wanted to have supper with his disciples. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little cup here. And that little cup's going to go right here. And that line's going to come straight up to that cup. Behind the cup, we're going to have a big jug. Just a little divot inside like that, and then it's going to come out and sit on that table. We're going to put a big handle on that jug. Beside that jug, we're going to put a candle. So it was Passover time. Jesus tells the disciples, I want to have a meal with you guys. There's our candle. I kind of messed up my wick, but that's okay. We're going to put another candle over here. And all that candle is a rectangle, just like that. A little stem that comes right out from there. And then our little flame. So we don't want the candle set straight on the table, so we put a little hook right there. So Jesus is talking to his disciples, and right in front of him was a bowl of bread. So we're just going to put the bread laying one on top of the other in the bowl. We haven't drawn Jesus yet, have we? What in the world? That's new. Normally we start with Jesus. But today we just kind of started concentrating on that table, and especially that bread. So Jesus is looking at his disciples, and it's time for Jesus. I love drawing Jesus. Let's start with his eyes. We're going to put him right above the bread, the backwards J, the wonky U, the happy face. And we're going to do his beard. I just love drawing Jesus' beard. I hope you guys do too. You guys are really, truly amazing artists. I've been seeing all sorts of different artwork every single week, and oh my goodness, I could cry at how amazing you guys are. I love seeing it. You guys look amazing. And the way that you draw is absolutely beautiful. I like it. I know Jesus loves it. So let's get back to the story. Jesus takes this bread and he looks at his disciples at the table and he blesses the bread and he hands it to the disciples and he said, "This is my body for you." Well, look at the table. I don't see anybody, so we're gonna have to put his crewmates at the table. So how we're gonna draw? We're gonna only draw 2 of them, but tell me in the comment section or by email how many crewmates or disciples Jesus had with him. So while Jesus is breaking the bread, we're gonna draw a crewmate over here. We're gonna make a big J, just like that. And above that big J, we're gonna do a circle. And then another circle. Okay, so you see the J and the circle. And then we're going to put some little eyeballs right in there. They're looking at Jesus. Jesus' crewmates loved listening to him. They loved learning from him. And they loved understanding all the different ways that he would explain the Bible to them. So we're going to put this guy with some big curly cues. Stop his hair right here. Gotta give him a little ear so he can hear. And he's got a beard. So we're gonna put that beard right underneath his J, which is his nose. So he's turned towards Jesus and he is listening to everything Jesus says. So Jesus has just blessed the bread, broken it, and handed it to everybody at the table. He said, "This will help you to remember me. Do this often." That's why we take communion. Oh, but we're not finished. There's a cup right here. Jesus took the wine. Let's put some wine in our cup. And he blessed it. And he drank it. And he said, "This wine is a sacrifice that is being poured out for sin." Oh my goodness. And then they drank the wine. We're going to put another disciple over here, but we're going to make him a little bit taller, and his nose starts with an almost complete rectangle. And then we're going to put an eyeball right at the top of the nose and one on the other side. And this time, his eyes are looking this way at Jesus. So you got 2 circles and almost a complete rectangle. And this time, his beard kind of goes up, and we're going to make it a big old fluffy beard. See that? And we're going to put some little divots in his beard, and he's smiling because he's also listening to Jesus. He loves hearing what Jesus has to say. We're going to put a headband on him because I like drawing those, and his hair's kind of sticking up a little bit. He's a little bit scruffier looking. All right, and he's looking over here, and let's draw his robe. And his hand's kind of behind his back. So, Jesus had just blessed the bread, he had just blessed the wine, and then he looks at the disciples and he tells them all, "One of you is going to betray me." What? The disciples were all going, "No, not me, Jesus, not me. It's not me. Is it somebody else? Is it him? Is it him? Who's going to betray you, Jesus? We love you." And with great sadness, Jesus said, "I'm so sad, but it will happen to the one that is not my crewmate, but actually the imposter." And suddenly, after all the disciples had been asking him who was the imposter, who was the betrayer, Judas walks up and he says, "Is it me?" And Jesus said, "Yes." And then Jesus said, "Go and do what you have to do." Oh my goodness. The other disciples were sitting around and they were watching, and they could not believe what had went on. They were so sad. Let's do some quick disciples over here. Now they're sad and they're sitting there and they're got their hands kind of together, and that's when Jesus says, "Guys," he says, "it's okay. It's all right." He comforts all of the disciples. And then he promises the disciples something amazing. He says, "There is going to be a helper that once I am gone, this helper will come to you, all of you,
This helper will help comfort you and do things through you that you have never thought be possible. And the helper will come when I am gone. Guys, I really want to see some of your drawings, and I hope I want to see what you do with this story. Please tell me where this story is found in the Bible, where the story of Jesus' crewmates and the imposter is found. Okay, Jesus had victory. He won every single game in Among Us. When Christ was among us, he could always reveal who was the imposter and who were the crewmates. All right, send it to jessica.berry@gcofonline.org, and we cannot wait to see you next week. Have a great week, guys.
You'll never be apart. He loved you from the start, made you a work of art, gave you breath, now you can breathe, gave you a beating heart. So love him with all of your soul, go ahead, give him all the control. Love him with all of your strength, in him you can be content. He can save your soul on any day, won't play games cause you don't play. He can judge your way from the worst way, he can judge your Monday through Sunday. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Deuteronomy 6 and 5. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. I used to wish for love and I wish him well till I found a love that never fails. How he feels about you isn't hard to tell. God hung on a cross with steak nails, got a crown of thorns till the blood fell. Every last that he got a story to tell. Death locked him up but he made bail. Judas sold him out like a bake sale, took the keys from death when he went to hell. You know the story, he never take L's. He only wins, he only prevails. His love is for free and it's never for sale. Love so deep and it won't stop. His love is the best and it's on top. Won't never change, won't flip flop. Hit harder than a beat when the beat drops. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart and with all of your soul and with all of your strength. Love the Lord your God with all of your heart
Luke 17:21. The kingdom of God is among you. John 3:17. God didn't send his son into the world to condemn it, but to save it through him.